What up, YouTube? T-Movies here. Here is my throwback segment where I talk about the films that turned 10 and 20 this week. Alright, there's not really much that really got released 10 years ago this week. The only film that mainly got released this week 10 years ago was Paranormal Activity 2. Which I thought Paranormal Activity 2, falling off the first Paranormal Activity that got released in, I think, 2009, I believe. I thought it was pretty decent. This time around, you got a family. You got the Ray family who move into their new Southern California home. Little do they know that their home is haunted and all that. And of course, it is a found footage film. All the Paranormal Activity movies are found footage. The last one that got released was back in 2015, which I thought was okay. I didn't mind the Paranormal Activity films. They're not great or anything. Like the sequels, went a little downhill. But I still really find them to be so dark creepy. They do got another one coming out in 2022, I believe. So interested to check that one out. So yeah, another Paranormal Activity 2, pretty solid. And Paranormal Activity 3, of course, got released a year later as well. So they kind of came out year by year. All right. Now the film's turning 20. We got a film titled Animal Factory, directed by Steve Buscemi, who is always the man. It's about this young man named Ron, played by Edward Furlong, who is this spoiled young and not overly worried about marijuana charges leveled against him. But after being made out to be a drug dealer, he ends up facing 5-year jail sentence in San Quentin State Prison. And so Ron, of course, is primed to fall victim to sexual predators and bullying guards and all. And you also got Willem Dafoe, who portrays this inmate named Earl, who he be friends with. This movie, of course, pretty much takes place in a prison. Edward Furlong, of course, best known for the Terminator films. He was pretty good. He doesn't do a whole lot anymore. I mean, I always like Edward Furlong, You also had the likes of Mickey Rourke, the late John Hurt was in this, Tom Arnold, Steve Buscemi was also in the film too. I really quite enjoyed it. It's a nice crime flick. William Dafoe was terrific. If you guys haven't really seen Animal Factory, give it a shot. Alright, also turning 20, we got the film Bedazzled. Now, Bedazzled is a remake of a Dudley Moore film, and this is about this guy named Elliot Richards, who is granted 7 wishes by the devil to snare Allison, the girl of his dream, in exchange for his soul. It stars Brendan Fraser, one of my celebrity crushes early on, Elizabeth Hurley. You also had Orlando Jones was in this. Sad to say, I love Brendan Fraser, I love Elizabeth Hurley. Bedazzled was a train wreck. It wasn't funny. The original with Dudley Moore wasn't all great either, but at least that, had more heart to it. Brendan Fraser had a weird career. I mean, I didn't mind Looney Tunes back in action, by the way. But, between this, of course, that, one film he did with Alicia Silverstone, his career wasn't always the best. Thank heaven he's back doing better stuff because, of course, he's on Doom Patrol. So glad to see Brendan Fraser making a bit of a comeback. But Bedazzled was not a good film for him, Alright. Also turning 20, we got the James Gray film, The Yards. Now, this is where another prison-based film, where this guy named Leo, played by Mark Wahlberg, just wants to get his life back on track after getting out of prison. And so, he, of course, goes to the one place he thinks that he will be safe, which is home. And so, there he ends up taking a new job with his highly connected and influential uncle. But in the yards, his uncle now, pulls the strings, and, they end up doing shady businesses here. And there's high stakes payoffs and even murder and all. Now, this is of course directed by James Gray. who last directed Ad Astra, which wasn't so good. This also starred Mark Wahlberg, Joaquin Phoenix, who later on actually re-teamed with James Gray for the film We Own the Night, which was pretty good. You also had Charlize Theron, who, of course, Wahlberg and Theron worked together on The Italian Job. You also had Faye Dunaway, Ellen Burstyn, James Caan. The Yards is really is a cool crime flick. Mark Wahlberg was pretty decent. Joaquin Phoenix was cool. If you guys haven't really seen The Yards, give that one a shot. Alright, also turning 20, my favorite film out of this list, by the way. It's Pay It Forward. Now, this is a story of a social studies teacher who gives an assignment to his junior high school class to think of an idea that will change the world for the better. And so, like, when this young student, played by Haley Joel Osment, creates a plan for Pay It Forward favors, he not only affects the life of his struggling mother, played by Helen Hunt, but he also sets in motion to unprecedented wave of human kindness. It's a very heartfelt film. You're going to need some tissues while you're watching this. Kevin Spacey, of course, portrays the teacher. Knowing Kevin Spacey now, it is a bit awkward seeing him do a movie with a young Haley Joel Osment. Yes, sorry. I mean, it's a bit hard to watch Kevin Spacey in anything now because of like, you know, who you know of him now and all that. But I gotta say, Kevin Spacey is still one heck of an actor. Like, the stuff he's done, like, the films that he's always been in, where he talk about American Beauty, Pay It Forward, he was always a great actor. It's just, yeah, I mean, his words. I mean, it's, like I said, it is a bit awkward watching anything Kevin Spacey is in now, but I always try to separate the art from the artist. And Pay It Forward, despite everything with, you know, the Kevin Spacey issue and all that, Pay It Forward is still one heck of a film. You also had John Bon Jovi was in this. I did like the chemistry between Kevin Spacey and Haley Joel Osment. If you guys never really seen Pay It Forward, give it a shot. It's directed by Mimi Leder, who gave us movies like Deep Impact, the recent Ruth Bader Ginsburg film On the Basis of Sex. She did a pretty good job with that one. So yeah, definitely go check out Pay It Forward if you guys haven't seen that. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Which of these films stand out to you the most? I guess Paranormal Activity 2 will stand out to me. And with the 20 years one, the ones that stand out to me the most is Pay It Forward. Anyway, drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This is Tim Movie signing off.